Mixtape is a cancer by FLEEKAZOID. Yeah, I've made like a video or two on Mixtape, and I thought it was an indie game, but apparently it has like actual perpetual license, so it's like it's like a Nepo indie game, right? Where it's like being or it's already like being supplied money to get those licenses and to have it be like reoccurring, like it's able to be perpetual, so yeah,
Pimps,
it
can
is
I
what
be
it
honest
is.
with you? I've got game movie fatigue.
Game
Year
movie
after
fatigue,
year,
but
we
there
got
isn't even that
game
many game
movie writers
movies,
churning out some
right?
game movie slop, and I'm
Besides
sick
this
of the curse that
and
came from the AAA
directive
slop.
or
And I
whatever
said
by the Until
everything. Like,
Dawn
really, you
X
could not
devs.
shut me up if you tried. Then they came for our childhood, and I started a war. I'm about to tear Mixtape apart in a few minutes. I don't care what they say. Let those game movie
Tear
actors
it
watch.
apart. That game sucks.
Now we've reached the last bastion of gaming, indie. This was always supposed
Indie
to be
games.
your safe harbor from AAA garbage. For
Yeah.
years, people have said, well, if you don't like AAA games, just go play indie. Well,
Exactly. And like this was always gonna happen regardless. It's the same thing as like back then when the DEI stuff was like beginning to start, and a lot of people were like Japanese devs would never like appeal to that, and they end up doing that, like Capcom ends up doing that, or like at least dipping their toes, and like other companies end up having hiring like DEI kind of stuff. But yeah, regardless, like it is what it is, right? It's just because like nobody really bothered to like gatekeep these kind of stuff, so it ends up like entering through the filter because uh when you like start talking about DEI and all stuff, you sound like a crazy person, right? You sound like someone who's like a complete nut job that is like completely selfish and just, not inclusive to the gaming environment, which a lot of things has changed over the years, right? And as like things become more normalized, now you're like restricted on what you can do, what you can say, what you can express yourself, because if you say these things or you express these things, then you become problematic and yada yada.
what are you gonna do when they just brute force their way in here too? Well, now you
And the
don't
only
have to
people
worry
who could do
anymore.
it is people who
It's
just already don't
game movie
care
bullshit.
in general.
Now they want you to applaud their billion-dollar indie game like they did something special. But hey,
Yeah.
maybe I'm just being jaded. Let's say
Nah,
it was a
fuck that.
special moment from the game. Come on, let's give it a shot,
Like,
guys.
oh no 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 no. I don't want it. Like that was such a I don't even know how I was gonna say that.
That's it. No more shots for you. I gotta take as many shots as I give. My liver can't take it anymore. Which reminds me,
Get
have you ever
blackout.
seen a MILF shake? Well, you can at the link below. This was the only safe for work product. Be sure to use code PIMP to get 10% off. Seriously, I don't know how many more of these game movies I can take. At this point, it's not like anyone even takes IGN
IGN.
seriously anymore.
They shouldn't,
Gotta
because
make some
IGN
money
and any
before
game
the other
reviewers you
games
should
face.
never take
Some
seriously.
random freelance writer slugs
Everything's
for $10 million.
biased, and even in biased territory, they're like paid, right? So sometimes there's an incentive. It goes the same with like other content creators as well when they get promote like was it promotional or whatever, when they get a copy of something or they get like a package or something, like you should always assume that they have like an interest to continue that kind of relationship with the company. So it is what it is.
So let's talk about it. Mixtape is a game that's supposed to
Mixtape
be
isn't like the
indie,
only one that
despite the
does
fact that
that,
they spend more
obviously,
on
but
licensed music than most games ever make. Because, with such generous licensing fees in the industry right now,
like how's
every
that
instrumental
how are
solo
they
game
an
should be
indie
able to pay 400
game?
grand per
Is it
song,
because they
right?
have
And
like
how can
very
we
little
forget
people
about that
working on it,
indie charm
but
of
then they're
sending
able
out
to
a quick
afford all of
fresh to
that?
all the
Like
reviewers?
yeah, this isn't an indie game, and if you call it an indie game, it poisons the well for indie game, because think about it. You could just uh have people funnel in money into an indie game and then like prop it up as like an indie game while it has all the extra value of like a triple A, right? And would you call that indie or triple A at that point, right? Like, but cause is First Berserker is First Berserker Kazan like an indie game? It's not, right? It's like a double A, right? So would this game be like a double A game, or would it be I don't know.
Content creators.
But
You
like
think
it being able to
they
avoid
weren't a goodie
the
bag?
licenses for the
Right.
music and like having a
But they
perpetual
didn't do that. And Ling Dan,
license
you
as
make this
well.
very clear
It's
so that I
just
don't get sued by this chick's
I don't know.
billionaire father. I can't afford a lawyer. I'm a butler on a budget. You think they can't be an indie dev because their father is a billionaire? Listen,
Oh god, wait, let me see that
their
again.
father is a
Yeah, Annapurna. Um, yeah, it's definitely like Nepo. I like how the AI is like, yep, it's Nepo back.
billionaire? Listen, just because they've got a team of 30 people and millions of dollars backing them, that doesn't mean they can't be a scrappy indie too. Curb your
Yeah, fine that.
prejudice. You people can't stand the sight of a young billionaire making their way out of the streets of their gated community. A billionaire that has more than nothing to work with, all the support money can buy. You don't know how hard it is to have this little to struggle with. We started from the top, now we're here. But I'm getting off track. Mixtape is not a game. Some people say it has gameplay, then show you this. I hate my dad.
The kind of gameplay it has is just like search around the room simulator. Yeah, like this. Or like just like it auto playing for itself.
Maybe we are.
But here's the thing, right? What's the difference between this and like a gacha game, right? Where it auto plays for you? The difference is I could just I could also just put Mixtape in the background as well. But I think gacha has like some sort of appeal to it. This is like it has no appeal to it. And like the 90s nostalgia bait even it isn't even that good.
Game movie actors to pretend they matter. All these game movie actors just won't come out and admit it. You don't want to be a game movie actor. You're game for pay. So stop slapping around.
They want to become like movie actors at some point. They want to build themselves up. And it works as well. It works. It does work.
And listen, I'm not saying these people
You could be like a content creator and then suddenly be involved in a game. Like deeply involved in a game. Having like pulls and leverages in it.
The only theatrical release happening this year is Street Fighter, and that's because Tammy has Lorac critiques. Mixtape blew guys. Wait, sorry. Mixtape blew it, guys. So instead, they want every.
They look so freaking uncanny. Like they have like it felt like they were trying to do like a anime aesthetic with like the huge ass eyes. But like it looks so freaking weird. They also have like the same eyebrow kinda. She has blonde hair but brown, like dark brown eyebrows. And like she looks like a dude as well. She has like a very and like the problem is I think they all have like androgynous looking faces, right? But like also I don't know, they look really disgusting looking. And they look like freaking like aliens.
Greed sickens me. Listen, stories are great, but you seem to be forgetting that this is a video game. And the nice part about a video game is that after the cutscene, you get to play the game. If I cannot play the game,
but
it's not a game anymore.
where does the cutscene begin and the game ends?
That likes to game and watch. Call me Mr. Game and Watch.
Oh, Ninja
Game
Gaiden.
and Watch? Yeah, I hope they do. I had nowhere else to put this joke, so it goes here. Frick you guys. Anyway, were you really shocked by the 10 from IGN?
Yeah, that's such a bullshit thing. Like 10, and they give like a Crimson Desert like 6.5. Even though for me, I would say Crimson Desert is like around a 6 or like I was like 6 and then done, but 6 or 8. But I would not give Mixtape like a 10. I'd give Mixtape like a 2 or 1 because it is inherently like a game. There's interactivity in it. And maybe like a 0.5 or something like that. barely even a nudge.
Were you really shocked by that rhyme I rhymed? This is a movie for failures from the 90s that still blame their parents for being
And like I
old.
said,
The
these
last
these
indie game they
kind of
played was
people are like the kind
Cuphead,
of people
and
that
couldn't even beat
would
the
get
tutorial.
bullied.
They're still butthurt from that, so anything with gameplay is gonna get a lower score. Remember when they gave Crimson Desert a 6 out of 10 because they had to think? Look, we all know
Yeah.
critical thinking isn't their strong suit.
Nah.
Sure, people accuse them of using AI.
Like I wouldn't even be surprised if they have like AI doing the
Anymore, the lower the score, the better the
reviews.
game. And before people say it, I don't want Mixtape to fail. I hope they win every trophy.
Like I wouldn't be surprised if in the Game Awards they're gonna be like, oh, narrative is gonna have Mixtape in it because it literally does feel like it is
melt them down and recoup their dev costs.
netball.
Fortunately, these awards are only metaphorically worthless, especially when you see how Expedition 33 stole every indie game award despite having a shoestring.
Wasn't Anita Sarkeesian involved in Expedition 33? Yeah, like I don't think anybody really cares about her anymore, but still, like she's one of the people who are like she was like the early feminism arc, and she was like everything is racist, everything is sexist and all that stuff, right? And she wormed her way through to like becoming like a consultant in gaming. That's why I'm saying like some of these people they and like she could advise like people like how who to hire and stuff like that. I'd assume, right? Like who are problematic or like how things are problematic, and that could like shape how a game is, right? Even as much as people say like she's not really involved, but you never know. It might not be Expedition 33, but there were other games who are like involved with her, or like not just her, but like people who have like the same aligned kind of thinking, right? Like we have to be inclusive, we have to be blah 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 blah, right? Instead of like just making a game that's gonna be fun, or like the game just catering to like a certain demographic, right? They want to cater to like a more niche demographic, or like try to pursue everyone, which makes a game good for no one.
$10 million budget,
Sorry about
large
that.
experienced team of developers, and complete support of every
I haven't
game
played
genre in the
Expedition 33
industry.
though,
With an
but I don't
ivory
know if it's
tower
gonna
like
be a
that,
game for
your
me.
Pizza Tower never stood a chance. What it also had going against it is that it didn't even come out in the same year as this. Who wrote this script? Damn, I did. What even is an indie game anymore? When I think of an indie game budget, I think of $100 to a failed Kickstarter.
Yeah.
Unlimited
Remember like back then when, holy crap, I don't know if it's still like that, right? But there used to be a whole ton of like indie concept games, right? Where they'd be lined up in Kickstarter, and it's just a proof of concept still, and oh my goodness. I think Darkest Dungeon was in there, right? I don't remember. Was it? I don't, it's been a long time, but uh yeah. A lot of them ends up failing. Like even though doesn't Steam have like a indie kind of thing, like Steam Greenlight or something like that? Yeah, like
money from your billion-dollar daddy. Seriously, Mixtape is the billionaire's equivalent of
and
getting
also
an
like
iPad
Mixtape,
to your
they were
daughter.
promoting that game
Leave
like
the hell alone.
everywhere.
All these
It
companies
felt
heard
like,
we like indie games and are trying to dress up like
what the heck kind of
scrappy
game is
upstarts.
this?
Can't wait to play 2026's
Was that
Indie Game of the
High
Year,
Guard?
Call of Duty 27. And I know I
Can't wait
gave
Modern
Mixtape the business,
Warfare
but I
4.
really love this
No,
game,
I'm just joking.
and can't wait to play it over and over again for the rest of my life. In fact, I rented out a whole theater so I could enjoy it fully myself. This fucking game. Who the greenlit this? And I told you not to use that picture. I got a double check. Fuck. I'm sure we're still rolling. Thanks to the flock of pimps, the pimps have.
All right, all right, all right. Yeah, Mixtape it is a game, I guess. I mean, it's as bare bones as of a game as it is a movie. But I think you can stay it up for like, I don't know, you can't really stay it up for Until Dawn because at least you can make choices in that game. Well, yeah, anyways, I'm just gonna hop off.